we're going to talk about Albert Bandura's social learning theory. As the title shows, it is about learning, but learning not individually, but in society, along with other people, in social contexts, learning different skills or subjects. Focus here is on observation. You are observing the behavior, and then it goes to imitation, and then you imitate the behavior, the modeling, and then it is fixated through some reinforcement, positive, negative, or through reward and punishment, whether it is going to be repeated or it's going to be terminated, and then you would see no more of this action. So Albert Bandura died at the age of 96, and he was appointed as the president of APA, American Psychological Association. His idea about social learning was a critical and foundational work, but there are some pros and cons to his theory, because critics say he imported the very important aspects of individual differences and internal processes. He was mostly focusing on the society and the social aspects and learning through observation. And then there are different applications of this theory in educational context, when you can see that the teachers can use SLT when teaching students to what kind of behavior is good and they should follow, and then it's all about observing. So it's very important that what action, what activities and behaviors the students or children are observing. So we have to be careful about that, because the whole theory is about observational learning, which leads to imitation, but it doesn't happen that easily. There is this triangle of cognitive, environmental, and also behavior. By cognitive, I mean that the action or the activity or the behavior that is modeled should be matching and fitting with the expectations, with the attitude of the viewer. Otherwise, it's not going to have the impact. For example, some people have absolute negative attitude toward addiction, and when they see people drunk, or even they see them in the high status and in the admirable situation, it's not going to affect them, because already they have this attitude set in their mind regarding the negativity of addiction. So cognitive is very important. The other one is environment. It means that you observe this and you want to imitate, but you can't, because this is about the culture you're living. This is about the situation you're living, and it is not approved there. And then you don't have the ability to do it. You don't have the self-efficacy. Like, for example, it is about skiing. You are observing people skiing, but they're living in a very hot environment. There's no snow, there's no ice, and there's no mountain. So there is no opportunity for you to experience it and to imitate it. So when I'm talking about environment, I mean environmental opportunities and access. And another important mechanism here is the importance of the model, the one that you are observing. They should have a higher status, admirable, approved, and accepted socially, so to be loved and admired. The viewers should know that this behavior would lead to some positive, successful outcomes and results. Otherwise, when it reaches to some negative results, they would not follow, they would not imitate. So what I'm saying is that not everybody goes for the imitation after the observation. It happens only if these criteria are observed. And the other one is attention. Without the focused attention, without concentration, you observe a lot of things. You observe people playing cricket. You observe people playing basketball professionally. You cannot imitate and you cannot perform it well. It needs very much attention, and then you have to avoid the distractions. Just focus on the performance. The second stage of retention, you try to store and maintain and keep the information in the memory. So this retention is important. And how is it happening? It is happening through practice and practice and practice. Practice makes perfect. So this way you are trying to keep the whatever you have already observed in your mind in order to practice. After that, after attention, retention comes the motor reproduction. Now you need to practice it. So how about your ability, your physical ability, and can you perform that? How do you see yourself in the performance? It's all about the self-efficacy, whether you see yourself doing that performance or not. So here we need also this self-efficacy in order to prove to yourself that yes, I can, and I go ahead and I'll do it. So this is the way that observation can lead to imitation, can lead to modeling and to the behavior. And later when it is practiced, it becomes a habit. Here also we should not ignore the factor of motivation, whether internal or external. Whether internally you are motivated to do it, that's why you put all your attention to it, and the activity should be something interesting. Otherwise, when it is boring or when it is very hard, when it is something beyond your ability, you're not very much interested. And definitely it comes with some positive attitude, like for example, you definitely see some admirable status, some acknowledgement, some reward at the end by performing the action and having the excellent performance. So you should know that the final ultimate goal is reaching that admirable status, to reaching that acknowledgement and socially approved situation. So about the application of SLT, not only it can be used in educational context, but also it should be very much observed in media, because social media, virtual media, national media, they should be very careful about what programs, the way the performances are acknowledged, approved, and admired, how these performances are observed, because a large population and audiences are viewing this program, and this is about again observational learning, and they are learning what is there on TV and on the media, and how they are acknowledged. This definitely could affect, so they should be checking, it should be multiple checking of what kind of programs children or adults or people of the society are exposed to. The other application is about the health community. When people see that, for example, this person is taking care of the body and is involved and engaged in some sports and athletic activities, and this is the final approval from the society, and this is what finally he or she reaches. This could be encouraging and persuasive, and would be motivating to many of the audiences. So we can use it even in the health, for people to teach them how to adopt a healthier lifestyle. And the other application could be about the crime and about the criminal prevention or rehabilitation. When they see that stealing, robbing, murdering, or the juvenile delinquency, this kind of behavior would not reach anywhere, and the outcome is the punishment, and the outcome is negative. So it would be definitely teaching and very much educative.